Alright, what is going on, guys? I'm back with another video. I know I haven't posted in the last week or so, and I've actually seen a significant growth in subscribers in the last however many weeks. I've been getting a lot more views and a lot more subscribers these past couple weeks than usual, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry I didn't post anything last week. I just had a lot of shit to do. I had to get some stuff straightened up, but it's all good now. So, basically, this video we're going to be talking about today is not necessarily a build, but we're going to be going over if you want to go with AMD or Intel for your build. So basically, how do I want to say this? Either or is fine. So we're going to talk about two different parts. We're going to talk about each of them individually, then we're going to compare. So basically, if you go with AMD, you're just the price to performance ratio is just incredible. You get so much power for so cheap. Like the 4 cores, those are like, I don't know, $100 maybe. The APUs, those are extremely cheap. You don't have to get a graphics card if you're just going to be playing indie games and stuff. That is perfectly fine. Like my friend was over the other day. He was playing on my old desktop. It was a 4-core APU. It didn't even have a graphics card in it. He was playing Arma 2, which a lot of people know that game. It's an old game, but it's hard to run. Just Arma in general is a hard game to run, and he was getting like 50 FPS on that, 60 at some points. Sometimes it dropped to like 30, and when he got on a server, sometimes it went into 20, but it was overall very smooth, and just that's an APU. It's clocked at 2.4 gigahertz, and it's just the price that is like that processor now is probably can find it for like $50 if you look hard enough. You probably find it for cheaper than that. And the newer ones that are way better than that, they're like 3.8 gigahertz, and the graphics in them are way better. Those are like $100 and some dollars, between $100 and $200. And when you go with the FX, which most people get if they're building not a hardcore, but they're building an actual, like a long-term gaming PC, like a 2 or 3 year one, maybe even a 1 year one, they're going to go with the FX series more than likely if they're going to be really dedicated towards it. And those are the processors, in my opinion. The price to performance ratio with that is outstanding. You can, like mine right now, I have a 8350 clocked at 3.8 gigahertz maybe. I think that's what it is. It turbos up to 4 gigahertz. I haven't overclocked it yet because I don't need to. I got that for $200, and I got that when it first came out, like last year. This processor is probably a year and a half old by now, and I got that like the month it came out, and it still was outstanding. I'm playing BF1. I'm using the graphics card I'm using came out 2 summers ago, and it is outstanding. I'm playing BF4 on ultra settings on the campaign, and then when I go hop over to multiplayer, I have to bump it down the high, but then I'll still get consistent frames between 60 to 90 FPS. Depends on where I'm at on the map, and it's still great. The AMD, it doesn't even max out the CPU all the way when I use that, and just if you're building a budget and gaming PC, no doubt, do not waste money on an i3 or something. Get the 8-core because in the long run, it's going to save you a lot of money, and it's just you're going to be getting outstanding performance. I know everyone that I play with has one of those. There's only one guy that has an i7, and we all basically get around the same FPS, and on Battlefield, I should say, in most other games, and there's only a couple games, which I'll talk about, which i7, the Intels come in better. So basically, AMD, price to performance ratio, that's where you're going to want to go if you're building a budget. And even if you're building a high-end one, like right now, I was thinking about putting a 780 in mine. That would be a baller rig. If I put a 780 and matched it with that, it would be outstanding. Even if you're building a high-end, that is great. Just save a couple $100, but get that, and that's all I have to say about AMD. So, moving over to Intel. Now, basically, Intels are better for games that don't use all your cores. So, basically, their core-for-core performance smokes AMD's out of the water. So, on Arma 2, Arma 3, my friend, he has an i7 4770K. I have this AMD 8350. His is clocked slower than mine. 4 cores, 8 threads. and he is getting about double my FPS on Arma. He's getting well over 61. Some servers I'm getting like 20 to 30 on Arma 3 or Arma 2, depending. Or so we play Pakistan Life, and that's it. A lot of us lag like a dragon on that. And he's getting 60 FPS consistent, and I'm bouncing from 20 to 40 on there on like 70-man servers. So basically, if you have the money, I would say go with Intel. And it's just, if you have the money, I'd go with Intel. There's nothing the matter with Intel. Intel, in all honesty, is probably in the long run better than AMD. But if you're first getting into PC gaming, you don't want to spend a lot of money, AMD is the great option. I'm not saying, I'm not being biased towards Intel, not in one way. I think Intel is an outstanding brand. If I personally had to build another computer, I would go with Intel. But just for the money, AMD is the better option. And if you have the money, go with Intel. At the end of the day, it'll be a better option. But like I said, I'm sound like a broken record. AMD's better if you want to go budget. Even if you want to go high end and you have all the money, AMD's still a great option. But in my opinion, if you have the money, go Intel. If you don't, go AMD. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think they're both great companies, great brands. And it's just Intel's core for core performance is better, and AMD's will be better when they start taking advantage of all the cores. And then when Intel starts making their 8 cores all just a flat out 8 core, no threads, then, that'll be the top dog again. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned anything, please leave a like. If I left anything out, just leave a comment or something. If you have a question, email me, put it in a comment, message me, I don't care. And thanks for watching.